What's one of the most important things that you can do as a parent with young children to protect their future? Find out in today's video. One of the most important things you can do as a parent to protect your children is to have an estate plan in place. Today I'm going to focus on two documents that make up an estate plan and why they're so important to you and your young family. First off, what is estate planning? Estate planning is the process of anticipating and arranging during your life for the management and disposal of your estate if you happen to pass away. This is basically making sure that your wishes are met if you're passed, and more importantly, that all your loved ones are taken care of in accordance with how you want them to be cared for. The first document we're going to talk about is a will. A will is a written document expressing a deceased person's wishes. The first thing that comes to mind when you think about a will is where your assets are going to be distributed. But I'm going to tell you the most important thing as a young parent is who's going to be the guardian for your children. All too often we find parents who don't even have a will, which is just a really big red flag and something that gets us very nervous. If you don't have a will, that means if something were to happen to you, the fate of who your children live with, if you and your spouse pass away, is left up to the courts and for your family to decide. Now, one of the common reasons we hear is we don't know who we should have our children live with if something were to happen with us. I'm going to tell you there's never going to be a perfect solution or anybody who's going to replace you. But making sure that you pick someone who you feel can do a good job and is aligned with your values and goals is hugely important and will save your family tremendous amounts of stress if unfortunately the situation arose. The will, a document that's super important for distributing your assets, but most importantly, selecting the guardians of your minor children if something were to happen to you and your spouse. The second document that you want to consider as a parent with young children is a trust or a trust document. A trust is really just a legal entity that sits around assets. And for parents with young children, it's something to consider as a way to control assets if you were to pass, giving you the ability to distribute your assets in accordance with your values and goals and wishes. So, as you probably know, a minor child cannot hold assets. What a trust would do, if something happened to you or your spouse, it would allow you to make decisions on how the money is used and when it's distributed to your children. A document that is super important that allows you to control and make sure that your children are taken care of in the way that you want them to. These are just two of the many documents that can make up a complete estate plan. If you have any questions or we can help with anything, please reach out. We'd be happy to help.